Thanks for joining us on Arirang News. I'm Kim Dami in Seoul. President Yoon on Monday named Presidential Security Service Chief Kim Yong-hyun as the new defense minister, and the country's defense minister Shin Won-sik as a new national security advisor. A move that reflects Yoon's plan to put more focus on security over diplomacy. Iran is reportedly poised to attack Israel in the coming days to retaliate for the killing of a Hamas leader. The U.S. and Western countries are bracing for the imminent show of force and are calling on Iran to stand down its threats. Ukraine's top military commander says its forces are now in control of 1,000 square kilometers of Russia's neighboring Kursk region. Russian leader Vladimir Putin insisted Ukraine's attack on Russia is aimed at improving Kyiv's negotiating position and warned his country will deliver a worthy response. President Yoon has named his chief bodyguard Kim Yong-hyun as the new defense minister, and the current defense minister Shin Won-sik to take on the national security advisor role. Our President's office correspondent Kim Do-yeon starts us off.
A major reshuffle of the nation's top security officials. First, President Yoon on Monday nominated a new national defense minister, Kim Yong-hyun, the current Presidential Security Service chief, who has been right by the president's side for the past 3 years and is well trusted.
Kim has been chosen as the perfect fit for National Defense Minister, as he is the President's first Chief of Presidential Security Service and understands the intentions of the Commander-in-Chief better than anyone.
Before becoming the head of the Presidential Security Service, Kim was a 3-star general who commanded major forces in the RK Army. He came into spotlight at first as he led the process of moving the presidential office from Cheongwadae, or the Blue House, to the current Yongsan presidential office when Yoon was first elected.
Security is, in fact, the economy. If I am appointed as the Minister of National Defense, I will follow the Commander-in-Chief's direction and build a strong defense system based on strong power. This will help not only to grow the national economy, but also to ensure the stability of people's daily lives.
Meanwhile, the current defense minister Shin Won-sik will become the president's new national security advisor. The former lawmaker and a 3-star general has been defense minister since October last year.
He has extensive field experience and deep insight in the field of defense and security. As the current Minister of National Defense, he has a high level of understanding of the pressing security issues, making him the right person to assist the president and take responsibility for national security without any gaps.
It's also notable that Shin will become Yoon's first national security advisor with a military background. There's been 3 so far. The first was a scholar in international relations, while the second and third were career diplomats. This could signify a shift in the focus of the national security policy, with the top office putting more weight on security than diplomacy due to growing security concerns around the world. Meanwhile, the current National Security Advisor Chang Wo-jin will become a new special advisor to the President for Foreign Affairs and National Security. This new role was established with the need for someone who can travel around the world on behalf of the South Korean government to address emerging issues and respond to the rapidly changing global environment. Kim Do-yeon, Arirang News.
In light of the National Liberation Day on Thursday, President Yoon pardoned around 1,219 people, including restoring rights to Kim Kyung-soo, a key figure from the main opposition. On Tuesday, the cabinet approved the list of people for the customary Liberation Day pardon. At the moment, the focus is on a former Gyeongsangnam-do governor Kim Kyung-soo, who received the restoration of rights allowing him to return to politics. Kim was convicted of manipulating an online comment section to help former President Moon Jae-in's election in 2017. He was pardoned back in December 2022, which only got him out of jail early, but he is prohibited from running for a public office until December 2027. The White House said the Iranian retaliation against Israel after the assassination of Hamas's political leader seems imminent. U.S. President Joe Biden, along with Western leaders, issued a statement calling Iran to stand down. Our Kim Jong-sik reports.
The White House says a potential Iranian attack on Israel could come anytime soon.
We share the same concerns and expectations that our Israeli counterparts have with respect to potential timing here. Could be this week. We're continuing to watch it very, very closely.
The White House official added that the U.S. and Israel have to be prepared for what could be a significant set of attacks. Multiple media outlets reported on Tuesday that the U.S. has sent a guided missile submarine to the Middle East as tensions grow in the region. Fox News, quoting regional sources, said Iran and its proxies could attack Israel within the next 24 hours in retaliation for the killing of Hamas political leader Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran late last month. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps spokesperson Ali Mohammad Naini reportedly said on Sunday that the assassination of Haniyeh was a blatant violation of the United Nations Charter and warned to retaliate at the appropriate time. The Israeli military said it's at peak readiness against Iran and that it has broad attack plans and is highly prepared for execution. Meanwhile, Western leaders issued a joint statement on Monday local time calling for Iran to stand down. U.S. President Joe Biden and the leaders of France, Germany, Italy, and the UK called on Iran to stand down its ongoing threats of a military attack against Israel and discussed the serious consequences for regional security should such an attack take place. The heightened geopolitical tensions in the Middle East have driven up oil prices. U.S. crude oil futures climbed above $80 a barrel on Monday local time. West Texas Intermediate crude oil increased by 4.2% from the previous day's close, reaching $80.06 per barrel. Kim Jong-sil, Arirang News.
And Ukraine continues to push ahead with its incursion into Russia, now claiming to have taken control of over 1,000 square kilometers of Russia's Kursk region. Russian President Vladimir Putin has ordered his forces to take appropriate measures against Kyiv. Yisung has more.
On the seventh day of Ukraine's incursion into Russian territory, Kyiv's top military commander, General Alexander Syrskyi, said Monday that his forces have now taken control of over 1,000 square kilometers of the Kursk region. That's an area 1.5 times larger than South Korea's capital, Seoul. According to acting Kursk Governor Alexei Smirnov, Ukraine has taken control of 28 villages. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky posted a video on social media platform X saying that he has ordered the military to establish a humanitarian plan within the operational area while seeking a strategy for returning prisoners of war. He's also seeking to obtain permission from the West to use long-range weapons. As Ukraine continues to push ahead in its offensive inside Russian territory, Russian President Vladimir Putin presided over an operational meeting on Monday. According to Russia's TASS News, the Russian leader instructed his forces to drive the Ukrainian military out of its territory and ensure stable border security. Putin also claimed that Kyiv launched attacks on the mainland to gain an advantage in future peace negotiations while destabilizing Russian society. He slammed Ukraine for its provocation that resulted in many casualties and vowed to respond appropriately. Concerns are also rising that the natural gas transport routes to Europe will be blocked due to the Ukrainian offensives in the border areas of Russia's mainland, where its natural gas facilities are located. Natural gas produced in Siberia is exported mainly to countries like Slovakia, Hungary, and Austria through a pipeline located in the Kursk region. Last year, half of all Russian natural gas exports to Europe were supplied through this pipeline. Europe experienced a temporary energy crisis when the Nord Stream gas pipeline exploded in September 2022, allegedly due to sabotage. Lee Seung-jae, Arirang News.
Newly released polls show Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris to be the lead and against her opponent, former President Donald Trump. The data is specifically among the young voters under 35 years of age and in major battleground states. Yoon reports.
A new poll from the New York Times and Siena College shows Vice President Kamala Harris taking the lead over former President Donald Trump in 3 battleground states: Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. The poll interviewed 1,313 young voters aged between 18 and 29 from August 2nd to 5th and showed 51% support in the major swing states for Harris, against Trump, who has 42% support from this group, which is a 9 percentage point lead for Harris. Pollsters have noted that this is, in fact, a 13-point shift towards Harris since the previous poll taken in early July when Trump led 48% to 44%. A poll from business intelligence firm Morning Consult released last week showed Harris to be leading Trump by 9 percentage points among voters younger than 35 years of age. A poll from Morning Consult in July showed Biden to have a 9-point deficit among younger voters compared to Trump. Since taking over the Democratic presidential candidacy in late July, Kamala Harris has bolstered the party's overall base and strengthened party support against Trump. Meanwhile, former U.S. President Donald Trump was back posting on X ahead of his Spaces conversation with Elon Musk on the platform on Tuesday morning Korea time. Trump's posts included campaign videos highlighting his vision for the United States. He also took to X to slam his opponent, who he called San Francisco radical Kamala Harris. His last post before Monday's return to the social media platform was in August last year, where he touted his mugshot with the caption, "Election interference, never surrender." Before his return to X, Trump had been posting on Truth Social, a social media site that he owns. 이은진, Arirang News.
The Webtune in South Korea is a cultural phenomenon crisscrossing into multiple media forms such as hit television series and dramas. It now faces an evolution of sorts with the AI boom. Our Moon Hae-ryun files this report.
Since their emergence some 2 decades ago, South Korean webtoons have rapidly evolved over the years. As the name suggests, webtoons are digital comics that can be scrolled through in the palm of the reader's hand on a smartphone device. Easy accessibility and the wide scope of content have drawn in younger generations around the world.
So I think that's definitely how Webtoon has become so popular here in the West, and how people just started to become more open to different kinds of platforms and different kinds of storytelling.
Now, South Korean webtoon companies have been tasked with integrating the latest technology boom into the scene for the tech-savvy audience, artificial intelligence. Naver's Webtune introduced a toon filter last year, turning user photos into webtoon-style art, generating over 90 million images globally. Recently, it added AI-driven features like character chat and webtoon caricature to its mobile app for even more personalized experiences.
By integrating AI technology with IP, we hope that fans will be able to immerse themselves in webtoons beyond just reading. They can become participants in the story.
Character chat enables users to converse with their favorite webtoon characters through representative AI chatbots. And a month since its debut, more than 1 million users have accessed the service. Webtoon Caricature is an elevated version of the former Toon Filter service that kicked off in July. Anyone can become a webtoon character with this latest AI service. Just snap a selfie and wait for the image to load. Currently, these services are provided only on the domestic platform, but Naver could be expanding to its global audience due to the popularity of its immersive AI services. Kakao Webtoon, on the other hand, is using AI algorithms through its Helix curation service to recommend users to other webtoons after analyzing their purchase and reading history. But with the increasing usage of AI in the webtoon industry, creators say that there is a need for more concrete guidelines and laws.
If regulations and guidelines for generative AI are more firmly established as legal regulations, I think authors can use AI more actively and integrate it into their work.
The use of generative AI is fast becoming a global issue across many media forms. How South Korean webtoons will continue to draw in readers and adapt to the changing AI landscape remains to be seen. Moon Hae-ryun, Arirang News.
And for many K-drama fans out there, now it's possible to experience what it's like to be a K-drama actor or character. Our cultural correspondent Song Yoo-jin reports on this new immersive exhibition.
If you're a drama lover, you've probably imagined what it would be like to step into the shoes of your favorite character. Fans of Korean dramas now have the chance to make that dream a reality at the K-Drama Spotlight Be the Leading Role exhibition. Hosted by the Culture Ministry and the Korea Tourism Organization, the exhibition features 12 different sections that let visitors experience what it's like to be a K-drama actor or even a character within the drama itself. So the moment you step inside this exhibition hall, it feels like you've just become a star of a hit K-drama. And what's the first thing every celebrity does? Walk the red carpet. So here, you can kick off your experience by stepping right onto the red carpet for your very own photo shoot. With the help of cutting-edge technology, the experience feels incredibly real. After a photo shoot, you can step onto a real-like K-drama set, hold a fan meeting through VR glasses, or create your very own avatar that looks like a popular K-drama character using AI technology.
With the rise of streaming services and with various cultural content out there, dramas tend to lose their popularity more quickly than before. We created this exhibition to help K-drama fans relive the emotions they felt when they first watched their favorite dramas.
For visitors, it's a one-of-a-kind experience. This exhibition is even more special for Bita and Looney, who starred in some of the videos shown at the exhibition.
It was a really great experience to not only be able to see myself on such a big screen, but also to be able to immerse myself with a lot of the dramas that I am a fan of, like The Glory. There was the Badok scene where you can be in the park with all the different seasons.
When they called us up, when they took pictures of us, it was, it's a huge milestone in my career, and I'm very proud of us.
If you're looking to escape the heat and live out your K-drama fantasies, K-Drama Spotlight Be the Leading Role is open every day until November 12th, free of charge, with no reservations needed. 송유진, Arirang News.
As the unique flavors and aesthetics of Korea spread across the world, more guests are coming to Seoul to enjoy special desserts and meals. Our Choi Soo-young brings us some midsummer night dining in a traditional Hanok.
As night falls, lights illuminate the quiet and peaceful traditional Korean Hanok house. At the Korea House in the heart of Seoul is a colorful array of royal court desserts from the Joseon dynasty. On a deep summer night, you can share special moments with loved ones enjoying traditional sweets paired with tea or wine. Since 2020, the Korea Heritage Agency has been showcasing the Kohojae series, a selection of royal desserts that match the 4 seasons in South Korea: spring, summer, autumn and winter. Kohojae means a home for those who love the old ways. This summer, for the first time, it has introduced a nighttime dessert course under the theme at Midsummer Night's Kohojae. Guests can enjoy a course of desserts with wines selected by a professional sommelier. Or if they want a full dinner, they can try traditional Korean foods like abalone hwayangjak, a beef and vegetable brochette prepared by expert Korean chefs.
When people think of traditional desserts, they usually think of tea, but we've paired them with wine or traditional Korean liquors. Many find this collaboration interesting, and they also enjoy the nighttime scenery of the Hanok.
Even if foreigners are not familiar with Korean, they can reserve a table by Googling Cash Table Global and searching for Korea House Kohojae.
At Midsummer Night's Kohojae is available every Thursday, Friday and Saturday until August 31st. Choi Soo-young, Arirang News.
Let's take a look at the latest news in the world now. In Greece, thousands of people have been evacuated as large wildfires that began on Sunday reached the suburbs of the capital Athens, with some homes and properties in northeastern parts of the city on fire, including a school. The worst fire in Greece this year overwhelmed the evacuated town of Vrylisia, just 10 kilometers from Athens on Monday, with flames burning as high as 25 meters after it had torched forests, houses and cars, and resulted in several hospitals being evacuated on its way from its origin in the northeast. The Greek fire service said that while there is no longer an active fire front, many hotspots remain in the Mount Penteli and Lake Marathon area, adding that conditions for new fires will remain at dangerous levels for the coming days. More than 700 firefighters, as well as almost 200 fire trucks and 35 aircrafts, continued to battle the fast-moving wildfires on Monday. A human chain of volunteer firefighters, police officers and citizens also joined efforts to put out the fires, some even resorting to using tree branches. International help is expected to arrive in the coming days in the form of firefighters and equipment from countries including France, the Czech Republic, Canada, Italy and Spain. Talks to end Sudan's 15-month-long civil war between the Sudanese armed forces and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces will move forward in Geneva on Wednesday, according to U.S. Special Envoy Tom Perriello. With the United Nations warning of a humanitarian cataclysmic breaking point in Sudan, the talks are the first major effort in months to get the two warring sides to sit together. The U.S. last month invited the two sides to hold ceasefire talks in Geneva, co-hosted by Saudi Arabia and including Egypt and the UAE, over the year after fighting broke out. While the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces agreed to join the talks, Sudan's military leader, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, said last month his side would not participate, saying, "We will not retreat, we will not surrender, and we will not negotiate." The war began when the RSF, which now controls large areas of Sudan, including the capital Khartoum, clashed with the army over plans to integrate the forces. The Italian Coast Guard and Spanish NGO Open Arms rescued over 100 migrants from the Mediterranean Sea on Monday off the southern coast of the Italian island of Lampedusa. Open Arms rescue boat reached migrants drifting on a wooden boat and provided them with life jackets before Italian Coast Guard vessels took the migrants to Lampedusa. A search and rescue coordinator from Open Arms said 110 migrants, including 6 women, 4 children, and 2 elderly men, and a corpse were found in the double-decked boat. NGO Open Arms said that migrants are of Palestinian, Syrian, and Egyptian origin, among others. Moving over to the US, where a magnitude 4.4 earthquake struck the Los Angeles area on Monday. The earthquake had a preliminary epicenter at El Sereno, a Los Angeles neighborhood close to the famous Hollywood sign. It struck at around 12:20 p.m. local time, according to the U.S. Geological Survey. According to the USGS, the strongest shaking was considered moderate, staying at level 5 on the modified Mercalli intensity scale, where the shake can be felt by almost everyone and overturn unstable objects. While the earthquake busted a water pipe at Pasadena City Hall, the Los Angeles Fire Department said there are currently no initial reports of structural damage or injuries. The earthquake was first estimated as a 4.7 magnitude, but was later downgraded to a 4.4 magnitude. Kim Xiang, Arirang News.
Good afternoon. Intense heat continues to scorch much of Korea, and excessive heat warnings remain in place with temperatures forecast to go up as high as yesterday afternoon. And it is hard to imagine living without an air conditioner, but after over 3 months with a day and night, many are complaining of headaches, dehydration, and muscle stiffness. Here are some ways to use air conditioning wisely, and remember to ventilate every hour for 5 to 10 minutes. Meanwhile, we are looking at a chance of heavy passing rain in western parts of Korea during the day, along with thunderstorms. And it looks to be hotter in the west as well. Seoul, Daejeon, Gwangju could get up to 35 degrees Celsius this afternoon. Meanwhile, Gyeongsangdo and nearby areas will have a rain-free day with Daegu seeing highs of 34 degrees Celsius. Now, there's no sign of relief from the extreme heat wave, and Seoul could have the longest run of consecutive tropical nights on record this week. With that in mind, here's a look at the international weather conditions.
That's all we have at this hour. Arirang News will be back at 2 p.m. Korea time. Thanks for watching.